Hello everyone, welcome to Introduction to Python, and in this lecture we will see the anonymous function or lambda function in Python. So in Python, a lambda function is defined with the lambda keyword, and we do not use the def keyword as we use def keyword to define another function of Python. So basically there is no use of def keyword and we use the lambda keyword. Lambda function can take any number of arguments, but it can have only one expression. And apart from this, it cannot have any statement inside the lambda function. A lambda function basically returns a function object which can be assigned to any variable, and then this variable can be used to call this particular lambda function. So basically a lambda function does not have any name because we are not defining any name for the function. So this variable is used to call that particular lambda function. So this is the syntax of the lambda function. First we have to write the lambda keyword, then we can provide any number of arguments separated with comma, then we have to write the colon symbol, then we can write one single expression. So this expression will apply over the elements of this, that means the parameters or arguments of the lambda function. So basically this function does not have any name, so we can assign this function to a variable and we can call that particular variable with passing the arguments. So let's take an example. So basically this is example of a normal function of Python which can be defined using def keyword, and then we have to use a uh, identifier for the function name, then we can use the parameters, and after that we can write the function body. So there is no restriction about how many statement we have to write. We have to write at least one statement inside every function, so we can write multiple statement inside the any user defined function, and to call that particular function we use the function name and we just pass the argument. So this is the basic function of the Python. But in case of lambda function, we have to use the keyword lambda. Then in this case, I am taking three parameters x, y, and z separated with comma, and after that I am writing an expression which is adding these three variables x, y, and z. Basically, expression is what it is an collection of operators and operands which evaluates to single value. So basically it evaluates one single value, and this function is assigned to a variable a. So to call that particular lambda function, we will use that particular name a, and because this function is taking three parameters, so we have to pass exactly three parameters. So now this is the anonymous function which does not have any name. Basically this is the anonymous function or lambda function which does not have any name, and it will return the sum of the three parameters x, y, and z. So if we pass it three parameters 10, 20, and 30, it will return the sum of these three, that is 60. So the use of the lambda function is that basically it is most used inside another function which takes function as a argument. Like in Python, we have three predefined function: map, filter, and reduce, which are most widely used. Inside these three functions, the first argument is the function itself. So we can use the lambda function inside these three. Lambda function also can be used for writing one single line statement. So first we will talk about the filter function of Python. So filter function has the following syntax. First argument is a function and second argument is an iterable object. So in first argument we have to pass any function object, or that means any function name or function object, and in second argument we have to pass a iterable object. So basically filter function filter out the elements of this iterable object based on the condition which is defined inside the function, this function. So basically this function must return either true or false for each value of this iterable object. So whenever it returns the true value for a element of that particular object, the particular element will be added to the answer. And this filter function returns an iterable object. So we have to typecast that particular object to print it. So let's see an example. In this case, I am taking a list, my list, which has some elements, and here I am taking the filter function. So filter function, inside this filter function, our first argument is a lambda function itself, and then we are writing the iterable object, that is the list. So this lambda function is doing what? It takes one element as a parameter and it checks whether this parameter or this value is divisible by 2 or not. So this will return true or false. So one by one, each element of this list will be assigned to this parameter x, or that means this value x, and they will be checked whether this value is true or false. So first one will be checked whether it is divisible by 2 or not. So obviously 1 is not divisible by 2, so this will be not added to the answer. Next 5 will be checked, as 5 is also not divisible by 2, so it will not be added to the answer. Next 4 will be taken, and as it is divisible by 2, so this will be added to our answer. Next 6 will be checked, as it is divisible by 2, so this will be added to the answer. Next 8, and similarly 12. So these all elements will be added to our answer. So basically this will be an iterable object which has these 4 elements. So to print this object, or not to get any reference of this object, we have to typecast this iterable object to a list, so that we can get our answer in the list format. So if we print this new list, so we will get a list of 4, 6, 8 and 12. That is these 4 elements which satisfy this lambda function. Similarly, we have map function. So it has same syntax as filter function, but it, in this case, the function definition will be applied to the all the elements of the iterable object, and this function should not produce any true or false value. Basically, the any definition we can write inside this function. So this definition will be applied over to the each and every element of the iterable object. So let's take an example. In this case, we have a list of 5 elements, and if I call the map function again, so map, and then the first argument is a function, that means anonymous function or lambda function, and second argument is the iterable object, that is the list in this case. So this lambda function is doing what? It is squaring a element which is passed as a parameter. So it is multiplying the number itself, that is it produces the square of the number which has been passed as a parameter. So the each and every element of this list will be passed to this lambda function and they will square out. So we will get a iterable object which will be the square of 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So this will be an iterable object. So to print out efficiently print it, we have to typecast it, otherwise we will get a iterable object, and if we try to print that particular iterable object, we will get a reference, that means a hexadecimal value. So if we want to print the elements, that means we want to check whether the elements are not, so we have to typecast it using list. So we will get a list of these elements, that means 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25 as the answer. Finally, we have a function, reduce function, which has the same syntax as the map and filter, and it has first argument as a function and second argument as a iterable object. So first argument must be an function object and second one must be a iterable object. So the reduce function will take the 2 elements at once of this iterable object and apply the function which will reduce the element of this iterable object. So this will continue until unless this iterable object has any number of elements. So as soon as we get just single element, so this reduce function will stop working because it takes exactly two parameters of this iterable object. So this function must have to accommodate two elements of this iterable object. So to use this reduce function, we have to import this function from the module function tool. So the correct syntax will be from function tool import reduce function, and then we can use the reduce function. So here I am taking a list as a iterable object which has again 5 elements, and then I will call reduce function over this. So we will pass first argument as a function, that means a lambda function, which takes first two elements, that means two elements, and it returns the sum of these two elements. So basically this lambda function takes two parameter and returns one single element. That means it is reducing two elements into one. So this lambda function will take two elements of this list object, and that means first two elements from left to right will be taken, that means 1 and 2 will be taken, and their addition will be returned. So their addition, that means 3 will be returned. Now we have a list 3 3 4 5. So next two element, that means 3 and 3 will be taken, and their addition 6 will be returned. So now we have only three elements. Now 6 and 4 will be taken, and their result, uh, that means their addition 10 will be returned, and we have one more element 5. Now we have last two elements 10 and 5. So these two will be taken and their sum will be returned, that is 15. Now we have one single element. So as soon as we get one single element, this will be our answer. So in this case we can print this element. If we print this element as, we will get answer 15.